All right, we're back at it again, getting to know your favorite Joy FM artists off stage, because you know them when you see them in concert, when you hear them on the radio, but how well do you know Colton Dixon?
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a blast for sure. All right, first thing that you want to do when you get off stage after performing.
Nothing.
So you've left it all out there. You're 100% spent.
If you've ever seen a Colton Dixon show, you know I run around like crazy. We headbang. I lay it all out there. We have a fun time, but right after the show, I find a comfy spot on a sofa. I sit there. I check and see if my wife has texted me, like check in on the phone, and I'm kind of numb for like 5-10 minutes. We normally do a meet and greet after the show as well, so get some sweat off of me and get ready. Yeah, that's post-show Colton right
So
there.
you're kind of like the person that could sit down and within 5 minutes you're out cold.
100%.
Yeah.
That's me.
Got it. All right. Strangest fear that you have?
Ooh, strangest fear.
Yeah, it's a little...
This is probably TMI, but when I was young, I got introduced to a certain scary movie that involved a little doll. To this day, dolls give me the heebie-jeebies.
Okay.
I think I was 5. My grandmother thought it was a kid's movie by the name. It wasn't.
It wasn't. No. I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, I'll lay it there. But it's, wow.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Kids, it's not a kid movie.
It's not a kid movie.
Okay. All right, Colton Dixon's about to come in here in a second, but first, we just had an awesome conversation with Austin French. And before he left, we were off camera and he's telling us this little secret about Colton Dixon. It's about his fragrances, his cologne. So when I ask him about that, you'll know what we're talking about. All right, check this out. How many fragrances have you smelled at one time? And is that...
Somebody put you up to this.
Is that I Want You to Love Me?
Oh my gosh. Dude. Love that fragrance.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Price difference.
Okay.
You got expensive taste.
Okay.
This, I want to say, is closer to your $200 range.
Oh. Okay.
So we are working our way up.
Gotcha.
So I'm a frag head, so the kids say nowadays. I own upwards of about 100 fragrances.
Really?
I really like to smell good. It just does something. It completes the fit. At one time, probably hundreds.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we've got a friend who reviews fragrances. Works at Sweetwater, the music gear supplier, and also reviews fragrances. That's his deal. And he came out to the show yesterday. So we had a good old time smelling some fragrances.
So do you need, is there a method behind that? Is it like how some people would say, like somebody who would sip wine? Or is it
think of it like a coffee connoisseur.
Got it.
Like people we like to call coffee snobs. Austin French is one of those. Owns his own coffee company.
Interesting,
yeah,
right?
Wild.
Yeah.
He's yet to make me a cup of coffee though, so what's the deal?
I know, come on.
But yeah, you pick up on different notes and it's wild. There's also something nostalgic about it as well. You'll smell something and it takes you right back to a certain memory that you have. So that's kind of fun.
So if Austin French has a coffee company, then you need to have a fragrance.
I mean, hey, that's the logical next step.
I think it would make sense, right?
100%. Would you buy?
Oh, I 100% would. Done. First customer right here.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that.
Absolutely. Okay. The most rebellious thing that you did when you were a teenager.
This came so quickly. In high school, there were hair restrictions. I went to a private high school, and as you can tell, I've never really grown out of the hair thing.
No.
So there was hair restrictions, had to be above eyes, ears, and shirt collar. So I thought I would outsmart the system and go up with my hair.
Well, yeah.
The year I graduated, they switched the rules or added to the rules to say your hair couldn't be too tall. It is known as the Dixon rule at Middle Tennessee Christian School in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. You're welcome.
To this day.
To this day.
In the books.
In the books, man.
Wow.
I left my mark on that school.
Okay, there you go. So there's somebody who's really upset at that school right now, and they have you to blame for that.
Yeah, it's my fault.
And they're watching this video going, I knew it!
I knew it!
Right. The most famous person in your cell phone contacts right now.
You know, doing American Idol, you get to rub elbows with some really cool people.
Sure.
I would say Taylor Lautner is probably up there. He's the coolest guy. Him and his wife are the sweetest. Got connected because his cousin is a big fan.
Gotcha.
So out of the blue one day, I get a call from somebody I don't know, and it's like, hey man, my name's Taylor. I'm like, sure it is.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
sure it is.
you're right.
But super cool guy, loves escape games. But yeah, probably Taylor.
So if it's a number that you don't recognize, do you answer it, or does it go straight to voicemail?
I normally don't.
Got it.
But you know what? When I was on Idol, same thing kind of happened.
Sure.
Jason Wade of Lifehouse gave me a call. I sang one of their songs on the show.
Right.
Had the best conversation. So since then, I'm a little more open to answering a call from an unknown number.
Okay.
'Cause you never know who's on the other end of the line.
It's like a surprise.
Yeah,
When
that's
the phone
right.
rings, you're
That's
like,
right.
who could it be?
9 times out of 10, it's a telemarketer.
I was gonna
but
say-
hey, there's that 10% chance.
There is that 10%.
Check it out.
So your life right now, how do you define success in it?
Oh man, I've been married for almost 9 years. We have 4-year-old twin girls. I cannot think of a better life.
Yeah.
Really can't. Sure, there's more money out there. There's more, whatever, fill in the blank. But man, when I get home and my girls run to the door, there's nothing better than that, and it's my favorite.
That's
so,
awesome.
Being a dad's, just my favorite thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
All right, advice that you'd give your 12-year-old self.
Don't let the no's deter you from pursuing what God has put in front of you. And I would also say, don't miss out on the opportunities that God has put in front of you, even at 12 years old. Throughout high school, this is what I wanted to do.
Sure.
I loved Christian music, and I loved to sing, and I loved using that gift and glorifying God with it. And I feel like I was always looking on the other side of the fence, thinking, well, one day whenever I get to do Winter Jam, or one day when I get signed to a label, or whatever it is. And I missed out on some opportunities, and I realized that, man, the grass is greenest where you water it.
Sure, absolutely.
So I didn't water my grass in some areas, and I wish I would have. So I would say pay attention to what God has for you now.
That's awesome. Hey, as your kids grow up, what do they hope they say about their dad to others?
That I prioritized them over everything else. And man, that can be such a tricky thing to do, especially in the line of work that I'm in. But I when I'm home, I want to be home, and I want to be present.
That's awesome.
I'm not perfect at it by any means, but that's what I aspire to be.
So this is your current travel that you go, your go-to that you have right now, that you bring with you wherever you go.
What I like to do is every weekend, I'll switch these out. So I own quite a few.
Okay.
Have been blessed with most of them. Have only bought a few. Yeah. So all 3 of these are very different. However many these are, 4, 5, 6. We'll start here.
Okay.
So this is called Molecule 01. What's amazing about this company is that this line, they only use one ingredient. So this is a molecule known as ISOE Super. I'm nerding out so hard right now, but stick with me. So ISOE Super is used in a lot of fragrances.
Okay.
And ISOE Super it's musky, peppery, but it blends with your skin. So this on your skin will smell very different than it smells on me.
Oh, so it's unique per person.
And what's also interesting about most of the fragrances in this line is you're not going to be able to smell it after the first 5 minutes of spraying this on. However, everyone else can.
Because it just becomes part of you in a sense?
Story. I was in Nordstrom Rack.
Right.
I smelled this on a lady greeting people as I walked in. I'm like, man, something smells really good, right here in the entrance. And I do my shopping, I come out, and I smell it again. I look at this lady, I'm like, I'm not trying to be weird at all. Are you wearing a perfume? And she's like, yeah, I just got it. It's called Molecule 1. I went and bought it immediately.
That quick?
That quick.
Wow.
And it's going to smell very different on paper.
So I'm smelling almost like lime. Like I can smell citrus, right?
Yep.
That smells different on you than it would on me.
100%. And even just out of the cap, you're probably going to notice it's a little different.
100% different.
Yeah.
100% different. Okay.
We'll go to, this is called Liquor BPM. It's a new house I just learned about, Lurkest. I don't even know all the ingredients in this. I just know
So we go from one ingredient to a bunch.
What I'm wearing today.
Okay.
So it almost has a like when the alcohol dissipates in the air,
Yes.
it's got like that almost sweet smell.
Yep.
So it's got that in it, but there's also licorice in it. It's so interesting. It's what I'm wearing today.
Okay.
Very interesting.
That is very interesting. You're
Yeah.
right. I get the sweetness, but then I can smell where that
There's a boozy thing about this as well.
It's intoxicating. No. Yeah, had to go there.
Yeah,
Right?
it is.
Now you mentioned earlier that like a certain smell can bring you back somewhere.
Absolutely.
Like which one of these, if any, does that? And where's it
Oh
from?
man, I would say I don't know if any of these have a nostalgia factor for me, but like there's a fragrance I have. Gosh, I'm forgetting the name. The brand's called Day 3 Fragrances, but they modeled it after a '90s mall. So there's like. It just smells like
So you've got a
mall.
candy store, an Annie Ann's Pretzels,
Yes.
Baskin Robbins.
Yes.
You got the cookie company, and they're
Yeah,
all
bro.
kind of sandwiched
But
together.
then you've also got like Abercrombie Fierce doing
Right.
its thing. You know, like it literally smells like I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in a mall when I was a kid.
When you're a
It's
kid walking
wild.
around. Yeah, that's awesome. Wow.
Really, really wild.
All right, so far the second one we just did, I like.
Yeah.
First.
Yep.
So I'm kind of like ranking my favorites
I,
here, so
I would
know
do
where
the
to
same. Price difference.
Okay.
You got expensive taste.
go. Okay. So what am I looking at here?
This was $60.
I would expect that would be so much more because of
Yeah.
the uniqueness behind it.
The bigger bottle is I think $120.
Okay.
But the travel size is $60 or $80.
Sure.
This I want to say is closer to your $200 range.
Oh. Okay.
So we are working our way up.
Gotcha. Okay.
But what's interesting is some of these are challenging. This guy's very challenging. We'll get there in a second. I'll
right.
explain why. This is called Silky Woods Elixir. I just got this for my birthday a week ago.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Okay.
But it is very potent.
So is this something like for like holidays, anniversaries, birthdays, Christmas, whatever, you're always just surprise me with fragrance?
You know, it's not like you gotta get me a fragrance, you know.
Right.
But I think the people around me that know me, they're like, yeah,
They know where to-
a
they know where to go
fragrance
with
is
it.
probably pretty safe.
They know where to go.
Yeah.
Right.
My
Okay.
my guitar player, who just came off the road, unfortunately, but he started a perfumery in Nashville, so it explains my love and obsession for fragrances a little
Is this
bit.
like a conversation the two of you had, like when you were touring together? Like, hey, go to Nashville, open up a shop, and you know you're going to have me as your business. I'll be coming through regularly.
We have definitely. They don't have kids yet. He and his wife, but we are supporting
Right,
his
yeah.
future child in some way. Dude. He's always loved fragrance
Sure.
long before we met, and we kind of hit it off
Right.
before he was an employee of mine. We hit it off over fragrances, and he's always wanted to do that in Nashville. Was the first niche perfumery in Nashville.
Wow.
Nashville needed it. You know,
Okay, yeah, of
tons
course.
of artists and creatives. and-
Yep.
Okay.
This is, I really, like, I got this one
Sweet,
over everything
but
else.
also at the top there is an earthy, aggressive ginger in
Yes.
this that is, wow, it's got teeth. But it's also really woodsy. The ginger dies down over time.
Okay. The woodsy, though, you're right. I get that. Very outdoor.
Yeah, this is not for everyone.
No, this is.
Like my wife wouldn't love this fragrance.
So this is when she's not on the road with you.
100%.
You
This
can
is a
pull
road
this off.
fragrance for
a
me.
A road fragrance. Gotcha.
Definitely, yeah.
Wow.
Isn't
Yeah.
that so interesting?
Really?
Very niche.
I had no idea. It's like, I remember as a kid, it was, I'd wear Aspen when I was a kid, like the most basic layer of whatever, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like, there's so much more to it. And so
Yeah.
I'm like dating myself when I say Aspen. But you know, if
Dude.
you go to a Walgreens and you walk through the counter, you'll see the green bottle there.
Yeah,
It's like,
dude,
I think it's like
100%.
$7 a bottle now. So.
Yep. Yeah. Oh.
Now we're getting into okay, this is a little thing here.
Okay, little guy, this is a travel size. This is brand new. It's a company called Sense of Wood. I love their packaging. I love their branding. They build a fragrance around one ingredient, multiple ingredients, but one is the star, and then they age it in wooden barrels and different types of wood.
So we're getting into aging cologne and fragrances.
So this fragrance is around plum, and
Okay.
they aged it in a cognac barrel. It is wild, and this specific one they came out with vintage 24. So they've aged it longer than their typical plum and cognac.
This is like literally like blowing my mind that there's like
It's pretty wild.
people that are connoisseurs with different types of, like we were talking about before, coffee beans, coffees, wines, bourbons, different, who all where they're at.
Yes.
There's all these different layers here. And
100%.
They're doing that with fragrances.
This smells very different on skin than it does on paper.
Okay.
But I do want to show you the color of the juice. I mean, you can see it in here. It is dark.
So wait, that's like, yeah.
You don't want to spray this on a white shirt.
So what do? Put it on before you get dressed?
Yeah. Right out of the shower, right on skin. This is a wild fragrance.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yo, I get the fruit immediately, but man, you can smell the richness of the barrels. That
100%.
You can 100% catch that.
I love this brand. Seriously,
that
their
catches you in
marketing
the back of the throat.
Yeah, it's
like
strong.
That's real strong.
It is very strong.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's too potent for me.
Too potent for you, this is going to be a miss. But I love this fragrance. I love this house. It's called Amouage. They've been around for a long time. Oud wood is very strong in this. It smells kind of campfire-y, but there's a stank craziness to it. But
a crazy stank we're getting into.
When you smell it up close, you're getting a lot of that oud. When you walk by someone, the trail of fragrance, they call that sillage. So when you walk by someone, the trail that you leave is called sillage. They smell candied mandarin orange. It's wild. I love it.
But that's not what you smell, obviously.
You'll pick up on the mandarin, but the oud is very strong, especially when you first spray it.
The oud is very strong. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about all these different colognes that we're looking at and fragrances, it's fragrance, right? We don't say cologne. It's fragrances.
Yeah, fragrances.
Gotcha. Wow.
You already smell it.
Already smell it.
I wore this yesterday, and I had layered other things on top of it because my friend Joe was in town. At the end of the night, this is all I smelled.
Really?
Yeah, it's a beast.
So with these,
Austin French, everyone.
Austin
Oh my goodness!
It had to happen. It had to happen.
you knew.
All right, King Blue, everyone.
Okay. Surprisingly, doable. Like this is not. Okay, so this one here.
That one is very, very.
End of the line for me. End of the line. But this, I could find it more.
I find that very surprising.
I'd be like second. I'd put that second in line right there. That's
amazing
because it's not as intense as I was expecting it to be. Yeah. But it's got that. There's almost like that fruity, like it's like a sweet. There's like a sweeter.
It's a very sweet fruity. That mandarin orange is so. It just. Whenever I first smelled this, I kept going back to my hand. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that. This is the most expensive out of everybody. So this will retail is $500. It's wild.
Wow. But now with something like this, or like any of these for that matter, is it like a one spray and you're done, or do you need to kind of find like wrist,
Let's nerd out
neck?
some more.
Let's nerd out.
So
yes.
typically, like when you go to a Dillard's or a Macy's or Bath and Body Works, you're getting something. The concentration is called eau de toilette.
Right.
So basically, it's alcohol to oil ratio.
Okay.
Alcohol is what makes the fragrance leap off of your skin because alcohol dissipates.
Right.
And oil is what actually contains the fragrance. So an eau de toilette is going to be anywhere from 8 to 10% of oil.
Okay.
But then you can move up to an eau de parfum, which I don't know. This isn't actually an eau de parfum, which performs much higher. But there are also some that are extraits. I believe this is an extrait. I'm pretty sure this is an extrait. But you're just getting more oil the higher you go up. So eau de toilette, eau de parfum. Then you've got an extrait de parfum, which is like beast mode. And then you've got even crazier, like an attar, which is pure oil.
Okay.
You don't really want that.
No.
Eau de parfum is where most people live.
That's a good area to just hang out in and be done with. Gotcha.
They came out with this. They've got a Silky Woods regular, but they came out with the Elixir, which is just like an amped up, beefed up, whatever. Sure. So that'll be your extrait.
Okay.
But prices also.
Gotcha.
Some of the ingredients they use are multiple times more expensive than gold.
Okay.
There's actually a fragrance. It's by a company called Roja Dove. It's called Hot Lux. The owner of this brand is Roja. He created this for him, spared no expense on the ingredients.
Sure.
And in the bottle, bro, this blows my mind. In the bottle, there are gold flakes, real gold flakes, to remind you it's the cheapest ingredient in the fragrance. It's $3,600.
Have you smelled it?
Oh yeah, I've worn it. It's great.
Really?
I don't own it.
But you've worn it.
I've worn it, and it just smells like royalty.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's literally just like, wow, you walk in the room and you're like, that guy's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know.
Look, I don't own it, but I wear it.
I do, yeah,
We're good.
100%. But yeah, so that's kind of the different levels of oil. So that also goes into price as well.
Sure. Well, I learned. They say you learn something new every day, and this is
Well, there you go. I'm glad I could be of service.
this is no joke. So little did you know that Colton Dixon was this much of an enthusiast, right? And this is what he travels with. So if you ever wonder what your favorite Joy FM artists do when they're not on stage and they're kind of like, hobbies behind, this is what you're looking at right
is
here.
one of
This is
them.
what you're smelling right here. So hope you learned something today.